called Effective Weight Loss Strategies. And this webinar is very popular. It has sold out days ago. And I know when I did something similar before, people were very interested. I'm going to tell you more about what I learned about weight loss, how I applied that to my own personal situation, how I wrote when I was small. I would say around 5 years old. That's when I kind of started to gain weight, and I always made the biggest splash in the pool, or I was different. I was heavier than most children. I was in the husky jeans, husky clothes, and as the years went on, it was very difficult for me to lose weight, even though I was very active. I played a lot of sports. I was always in the field playing soccer or football or hockey. And I really shouldn't have been overweight, but I was, because the amount of calories that I took in and the type of calories were far greater than the activity levels that I had. And so my weight loss journey has been one that most of my life I've been overweight. My upbringing, foods that we ate were high in sugar. We ate high or a lot of quantity of those types of foods. And even though I was active, I just couldn't burn off that many calories. And the other thing that happened for me was food was an emotional reward. So growing up with my grandparents, aunts and uncles, you'd go over to somebody's place, the way they showed you that they loved you was to offer you some cake or offer you some treats, or candies or chocolates. And that wasn't good for me either, because I would eat those foods. I would feel the rush of the sugar. It would make me feel good for a short period of time. And of course, there was a connection between that action from a family member and the food I was eating. So it was a bad behavioral pattern set up a long time ago. I didn't really understand it until much later in my life. And now I have a better understanding of it and more control over that emotional eating response. Now in 2021, during the time when things were shut down, I had a lot more time on my hands. And I was studying how to lose weight. And I was frustrated with the fact that I had not been able to lose weight over the years, that I kept rebounding with my weight gain. Even though as a health professional with 30 years of experience and good understanding of anatomy and physiology, I couldn't do it. And it was frustrating. And so I started to read the research papers. I started to watch testimonials on these topics. And I started to try some of the methods. And I ended up losing 32 pounds in 100 days, which for me, that made a huge difference, because it was about 15% of my body mass. It made a big difference to the way I felt and the way I looked. And then I wrote about it in a book called The 100-Day Diet on Amazon. It looks like this. Is not the most attractive color. I will be doing a second edition of this book. I plan to do that later this year. But the content is excellent. And I use the journal that I wrote in as a guideline for the book. I kept very meticulous notes and references, which I share in the book. At times the book can get a little technical, but it's good for people that really want to know, what they should be reading, what they should be applying, kind of the specifics behind how the body works, and the most recent research. Now, currently, since I wrote that book, I've been training for marathons, and I've ran in several marathons, as you can see in this picture. And now I want to start running in some major marathons. There's several across the world. I just entered the application, submitted the application for the Tokyo Marathon. and I'll know in about 4 weeks whether I got in or not. So right now I'm actually gaining a bit of weight. I've been doing some personal training. I've been eating different, adding more carbs, especially before workouts, adding more protein after workouts, doing long runs on the weekend. Today I did my long run Sunday morning, and I've gained some muscle mass, which is really heavy. I've retained some water with the carbs, which adds weight too. So now I'm in the state where I've gained some weight since I last wrote the book. Not back to my original weight, but I've gained about 5 to 10 pounds. And I have more energy and power, strength, but I also want to apply some of the principles that I'm going to talk to you about today to lose some weight, lighten up, but retain the muscle mass. So this is a new chapter in my life. Maybe I will write about this once I succeed in retaining the muscle mass and losing the weight. But it's different now than it was before for me. I'm going to share with you how I initially lost the weight to get in better shape. Now, for the key principles of sustainable weight loss are you do need to lower your carbs. So a low carb diet helps stabilize blood sugar, reduces cravings. You definitely need to reduce your sugars, and especially the simple sugars, because they do stress out the system. They do demand more insulin being secreted, and we know now that insulin, when it's secreted in larger volumes, is not good for the body or the brain. Intermittent fasting, that's something else I did. I experimented with different types of intermittent fasting. I found the 16-8, 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating was the best for me, but I did try the 12-12. I tried different numbers or combinations of intermittent fasting and ultimately went back to the 8-hour eating window. For me at the time it was 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then fasting the rest of the time, and I did that 7 days a week. What the benefit of that was, it burned fat, it mobilized some of the kind of the old cell material was being burned up for fuel. It made me feel better, used fat for fuel in my body, and that really contributed to the weight loss. And I found I had better energy, more clarity of thought when I was intermittent fasting. It was really great to do. It was an add-on after I started the low-carb diet. So I added on the intermittent fasting later. And if you read my book, you'll see kind of how I took these steps and found out new things and applied them. And they were just a bonus to what I was already doing. Now, another thing you need to do is focus on healthy fats and proteins. So it's important to eat healthy fat. Some examples would be avocados, nuts, lean proteins, and fish, meat. You can eat tofu if you're a vegetarian. But all of these foods, real butter. I ate quite a bit of real butter, and that just helped me to give my body the right nutrition. Healthy fats are important, and also a little bit more protein as I was learning more about different macronutrients. So it's kind of ironic, or maybe you would think it would be a conflict of based on what you've learned, but eating healthy fats and more protein really helped me. Now, the importance of personalized plans. Everybody's different. So these plans for weight loss have to be tailored to your individual needs. And I'm going to give you an opportunity at the end of this webinar to sign up for a masterclass or an initial coaching session. And I'm going to tell you how to get my book as well. So there'll be some follow-up for this. But everybody needs a tailored plan because everybody has different preferences, foods they like to eat, different diets, different cultural backgrounds. So we have to respect that and make a plan that is suitable for that individual. There's going to be unique challenges and circumstances, based on the job you do, the type of environment you're in, your upbringing. A lot of those items that I shared with you earlier about me may relate to you, but in a different way. Adaptability. Personalized plans can be adjusted based on the progress and changing needs of the individual. You'll see in my book that my weight loss accelerated as I applied these principles, sometimes losing up to 2 pounds in a week. And I aimed for a calorie deficit of about 500 calories a day, which led to about 3,500 calorie deficit a week. That should be 1 pound, but some weeks I was losing 2 pounds. So the adaptability of plans allows you for flexibility in your diet and even exercise routines. Sustainability. Personalized plans are more sustainable as they fit into your lifestyle, and they increase the likelihood of long-term adherence and success. So that's one of the problems of diets, is that people start them, they may see some success early on, very hard to maintain a lot of diets, and then you go back to maybe there's a slip up or a day where you didn't eat properly, and then it's easy to go back to the old pattern again. Here's some practical tips for you for reducing carbs. So I didn't want to just talk about the ideals of weight loss, but I wanted to get into some of the details of it today. We'll get into more of this at our masterclass coming up next Sunday. But you want to opt for whole foods. You want to check labels to steer clear of hidden sugars. There's a lot of hidden sugars. There's a lot of games that are played with sugar replacements, whether they're alcohol-based or chemicals to kind of taste like sugar, but you want to steer clear of any hidden sugars or names that have been changed so it doesn't look like it says sugar, glucose, fructose, but it's got a totally different long name that you don't understand, and then you end up eating more sugar than you thought. You want to reduce the intake of sugary drinks like pop. You want to select low glycemic carbohydrates, ones that are more complex, that'll release sugar slowly as the foods are being digested. Let's say something like whole grain pasta, whole grain rice, some more complex foods with fiber in them that'll kind of prevent the digestive system from breaking down the food too quickly. Kind of has to pass through to be digested. You want to make sure to plan well-rounded meals. So planning is very important in advance, sometimes up to a week. You want to have a meal plan. But again, just starting one step at a time. You don't have to overwhelm yourself in this process. Incorporate fiber-rich vegetables into your diet. Stay well hydrated with plenty of water. A lot of people get dehydrated and they reach for sugars or foods that they shouldn't be eating, or sugary drinks because they're just thirsty. Include healthy fats like avocados and nuts. Choose lean protein sources like chicken, fish, and legumes. Avoid highly processed snacks and opt for healthier alternatives like fresh fruit or yogurt. So by following these guidelines, you'll be on your way to a more well-balanced and nutritious diet. Remember, small changes can significantly improve your overall health and well-being. Now, how many carbs should you eat for weight loss? Well, for carb intake, generally we say it should be around 1 to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight, or 2 to 3 grams per kilogram, adjusted for the individual's needs and activity levels. You want to focus on the quality of these foods, like we said, whole grains, vegetables, legumes for sustained energy. You want to balance your diet with proteins and fats to have a well-rounded approach. You want to personalize your approach because as you start to lose weight, your metabolism will change. So it's very important to make changes, and coaching can be very helpful. That's something I'll offer you today to help you change your routine so you don't get stuck. Stay well hydrated and consult a professional, somebody who knows a lot about weight loss and can guide you to a natural approach. Now, holistic approaches to weight loss include holistic methods like natural ways to lose weight, looking at the whole person, including physical, mental, and emotional health. And this includes the physical health, importance of a balanced diet, exercise, and adequate sleep. Mental health, the role of stress management, mindfulness, and mental clarity. And emotional health, emotional well-being, and maintaining a positive mindset. So we really want to have the mental and physical connected and address both of those together. Also, including a balanced diet, we want to do regular exercise. So regular exercise, I would say at least 3 times a week, sometimes up to 5 times a week, can really be beneficial. Getting your steps in, doing some short bursts of running with walking, going on a stationary bike, treadmill, elliptical machine. These all can be good cross-training techniques to help you burn calories, but also increase your metabolism and get that blood flowing. So it kind of cleans your system out. You're sweating out toxins, but you're also releasing the right chemicals to make you feel good. And then stress management techniques like meditation, yoga, deep breathing exercises, very important for weight loss as well. And then adequate sleep. So we talk a lot about sleep, talk a lot about ways to get ready for sleep, how to have a good night's sleep, because it's very refreshing and rejuvenating. It helps you to keep your mental focus instead of increasing the chance of cravings if you're tired. So for exercise and physical activity, there's different types. It's a crucial component in weight loss. Some of the exercises that I recommend are cardiovascular exercises to burn calories and increase cardiovascular health, like running, cycling, swimming, brisk walking. Everybody's different too. I know from the clinic, I'm a chiropractor with 30 years experience. Some people can do certain activities and some people can't. So again, having a personalized plan, very important. Strength training, building muscle, increasing metabolism, improving your strength, like weightlifting, resistance band exercises, body weight exercises, very important to not only get more toned and muscular, stronger, but to increase your metabolism. And muscle growth burns a lot of calories. It increases your metabolism not just during the activity, but longer term. It increases your set point. And then we want to do flexibility and balance exercises. Now these include ranges of motion, which will reduce risk of injury, and it enhances overall fitness levels. And you want to do things like yoga, Pilates, and stretching routines that can really help you to have better flexibility and balance. Here's some tips. Start slowly, ease into a new routine to avoid injury and burnout. Find activities you really enjoy, like for me, running. Consistency is the key. Regular exercise is more effective than sporadic, intense workouts. Also, we want to understand the psychological aspects of weight management. So we want to understand the connection between the mental, emotional components of weight loss and the physical well-being of the individual. We want to address emotional eating, stress, and triggers, like I shared with you growing up. Sometimes food can be associated with caring or love from a family member, especially if it was early on in life, like it was for me. And we want to build a positive mindset and cultivate self-compassion around losing weight and the psychological aspects of weight loss and self-image. Now, if you're interested in my book called The 100-Day Diet, I'm going to put a link in the chat right now. You can click on the link to get this book. And in the 100-Day Diet, I talk about my journey, and I include the references that I researched during the time when I was losing all that weight. and some of the changes and the challenges that I faced at that time. It's in ebook, paperback, and audiobook. They're all on Amazon and on Amazon Kindle and Audible, so you can get a copy in different formats, but you'll learn how I went through this process and how I was actually able to lose weight during that time. Now, if you have any questions, just type them in the chat. I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. If you're watching the recording of this video, still type them in the chat. I will check my messages and respond to you. And if you have more detailed questions, you want to spend more time on this in a one-on-one format, then you can join our masterclass next Sunday, or you can sign up for an initial consultation, and I'll tell you how to do that in a minute. So in conclusion, we talked about different methods that you can use to lose weight based on your physiology, but also the psychology of your body, kind of the mental approach and the emotional approach to weight loss, and then how you can sustain your weight long term. Now, if you want to know more about this, you can join our masterclass. I'm going to put a link in the show notes now. There are some early bird tickets. They're good for about 24 hours, so you can go into Eventbrite, click on that link, and get your early bird ticket to this event. You can also get a ticket right up until the day before the event, which will be on September the 8th. Sorry, it's not July the 11th, but it's September the 8th. The masterclass. So I'll put a link for the upcoming masterclass in the show notes. Again, tickets are on sale now, and there are some early bird tickets. I think there's 5 early bird tickets available right now if you're going to buy that in the next 24 hours. You could buy the book. I put a link in the show notes already for you to buy the book on Amazon, or you can sign up for an initial coaching session with me. We're giving a reduced rate right now. Normally a coaching session's $199, the initial session, but for a limited time we're doing a $99 offer, which includes the book, a digital copy of the book. So you'll save some money there too. And then we will use that as a basis for discussing your background. We'll give you an intake form for the initial session. We'll discuss some of the challenges you face, and we'll even discuss some of the concepts in the book so that you can follow along with the book. And if you do, if you're interested in follow-up sessions, I will offer you that in that coaching session, that initial coaching session, if you want to do a package like 13 sessions over 13 weeks, or maybe 13 sessions over 26 weeks, depending on the pace and how quickly you want to get in better shape. So for the special offer, I'll put that in the link in the chat right now. It's 50% off the initial 30-minute consultation. Regularly it's $199, but for a short period of time it's going to be $99. It includes the electronic version of the book, and you can just click on that link, sign up. You'll get an email with a link for you to schedule your initial session. The times are very flexible, so you can choose a time that best suits you, and then we use an internal meeting system, kind of like Zoom, on our website to do the initial session and to follow up on that session with a chat function or email. For the masterclass, that is coming up a week Sunday. I covered that already. You can go to Eventbrite to get a ticket. Just click on that link in the chat right now to get a ticket for the masterclass. And if you want to go to our website, it's called trueexpert.pro. You can email us at info@trueexpert.pro. And if you want to call or message us, it's 778-215-9310. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope you learned something about weight loss, sustainable weight loss. I know it's challenging to lose weight. I've experienced that myself. Sometimes You can feel frustrated with the process, but if you learn some key factors in losing weight and apply those, the body will respond to it. And it may take time. Everybody's a little different on how quickly they're going to lose weight and some of the obstacles they're going to face, but it's definitely worth taking those steps, because not only will you feel better, but your body's going to function better long term. I hope to see you at the masterclass and at a one-on-one initial consultation soon.